Conquering Mount Scrap with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and we're here today to kick off the collaborative community round robin sew along. Yes, this is finally here. You finally get to see this. It's on July 9th, 2024, and I am so excited. I am the first block out, and I am just so happy. We've been working on this very hard for all of you, and it's going to be a free, fun sew along. And those blocks are beautiful when they're done. They are beginner friendly. Some, yes, you have to learn some skills to do this, but I mean, it's a lot. It's going to be great. It's just going to be quite the hoot. You're going to find the PDF for the Birdhouse block, right, that we're going to do a foundation paper piecing. You're going to find that in our show notes below. I can't tell you how important it is you get into the show notes or that description box, because you're going to find, first off, the names of the other people that are contributing to this community round robin. This is really important because you're also going to see when they're releasing the next round and then the next round and then the new block and all this stuff. So you'll be able to follow along with us. And so we just had so much fun setting this up for you. It was memorable. Also, what you're going to find in there is the So Yeah Brothers link. They're doing a community or a charity drive to make completed quilts for the homeless people in Alaska. Now, the people that participated last year had a blast. It was just so much fun. So much fun for them that it was really important that they get on this. The other thing you're going to find in there is our Zoom sew dates from now until the end of December. Those are for everybody on YouTube. They want to come hang out and sew that day, that's fine. If they don't want to sew but they want to hang out, they can bring their crocheting or cross stitch or whatever. Now, another thing you're going to find in there is a Facebook group. Now, that Facebook group has all of the same things other Facebook groups have, except we are doing fabric swaps. We're also doing, by country, by the way, by country. We're doing all sorts of different kind of community chats, like where to find free patterns, where to find how to organize your scraps, all this kind of different things, where the recipe one is quite popular. We also are doing a virtual sew date under Discord, right? Discord is an app that allows people to gather and sew virtually with other people. And you never know who you're going to meet, but it's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So that one works fine. Lastly, I speak for free to quilting groups and quilting guilds. So if your program person is looking for a speaker, send them my way. I like to talk about charity quilts or community service quilts. I like to talk about using your scraps, and I talk about design elements and how to play around and do stuff. And I also show what's coming up on our channel here. So it's always been a lot of fun, and I meet some wonderful people at those speaking engagements. So we forgot to do the shout out. Oh my goodness. Elizabeth Quilts. Now, her YouTube link is going to be in our show note below. Now, you guys go give her some love and some encouragement and tell her that Brenda from Conquering Mount Scrapmore sent you. So come on in. Let's kick off this community round robin with a Birdhouse. Okay, we're at our sewing machine. Yeah, it kind of is a sewing wheel, right? Okay, so I've already done my, trace this on with, I don't know if you can see the tracing wheel. Anyways, you can see the little bumps from the other side. So this is where the pattern is, and you just flip it over, and now you can feel all those bumps and you can see them. So there's my Birdhouse, and that's a PDF you're going to find in the show notes. Tape. I have a ruler and an added quarter ruler. The added quarter ruler is nice, but not necessary. A tracing wheel, of course, we've already used. We're putting that tool away. A rotary cutter, and some scrap fabric. Now, I picked scrap fabric out a while ago, and I thought, okay, this is going to be so cute. So I have monkeys on mine, and I'm just going to measure the inside of this square, and I have to make something 2.5 inches square. So that means if I want to fussy cut a monkey out of here, he's going to have to fit in that 2.5 inch square, which if I do this, he will just fit. He will just fit. That will go right there, and it's this monkey I'm looking for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this around. He's right at the edge, and this will go into my my crumbs. That's not, none of this gets wasted. I mean, really, none of it gets wasted. And then, so, these things are just a pain. These little things right here. So then I take my 2.5 and I just maybe want it just a hair bigger, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll go like this. And we'll go like that. This last little piece will probably end up in the pet bed. But that's okay. That's we'll figure it out later. So this is my first piece. Right? And I think it's kind of cute. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put him, so I'm going to put him just like so, and I'm going to flip him over, and I'm going to try and line up all the lines so that he's kind of centered. Now with that, I can either do a dot of glue, I can do all sorts of things, or what I can do is I can just, you know, start sewing in the green parts of the house, right? And what I need is little pieces for this, and we're not talking very big pieces. We're looking at 4 little pieces, probably, you know, maybe an inch and a half would probably work. Let's try that first. Let's get about 1.5 inches off of here. There we go. It might be a little oversized, but that's okay. And I want to take off the selvage because there's a selvage edge on here. The only reason why I don't want to selvage in there is selvages shrink at a different rate than regular fabric. So I could just do this too. I just take it and do 4. Now I've got 4 because I've doubled it. Okay, so I'm basically what I'm doing is rough cutting, right? Rough cutting is, you know, you're not being very precise or anything. You're just kind of hoping for the best, right? So now we're going to make sure we're lined up. Yes, we are. And we're now going to put this, now from the wrong side of your paper, the right side of your fabric is facing up for number 1. Number 2, it's now facing down. Okay, so we're just going to offset that just a bit. And I've got the wrong foot on my machine, of course. Why would I have the right, why would I have the right foot anywhere? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, I just like this kind of a foot because I have really, I can see what I'm doing and where I'm going. Okay, now, typically you would either sew it or you would have a pin or glue or something, but we don't need that. We don't need that. We just need to take this because we're going to hold it in place and we're going to shove it under the needle. And I know I'm going to have good coverage. No, I probably should be moving this down just a hair more. There, because I can see now where this goes, and I could probably go even further in. There. I don't, there we go. So we're going to put this under and sew. Oops. I'm going to make sure it's all lying the right way. It still doesn't feel like it's lying the right way. Oh, because it's not. There's a ripple. Okay. Okay. So you start about 1/4 inch away. You go across and pass 1/4 inch. And I hold it and I make it a little, oops. I hold it so that it catches and it's time to catch. Now, with this, I'm going to just take this and cut this off. Because I don't need the red bit hanging out, right? And I don't need a 1/4 inch ruler either, you know. So I'm just going to go like that. I have good coverage. And I'm going to quickly do the other side. Now, because this is an asymmetrical one, you do, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't matter because you're going to end up being resulting the same. I feel maybe I want to go across this way. And yes, I can definitely turn this. What I'll show you what you're supposed to do instead. So if I was going to do 4, right, I would go like this. I would lay my 1/4 inch ruler down. And I would trim off that little bit, or, you know, I could trim off all of them at this point, because I've got my paper down. So I'm just going to go quickly run around. And then it's easier to place my green, right? My what will come for the birdhouse. What's going to be the rest of the birdhouse, right? So that's one way of thinking about this. You know, once you've got the one end done, you can do the rest of it. Now, I might as well just roll around here. So now I've got all of this. So I'm just going to hold this and put this under. Make sure, and just peek under the other side. Make sure that nothing's folded in the wrong way. Now I've really shortened my stitches up. And I believe it's a 1. I'm looking at 25 to 30 stitches an inch on this. Because that's where I like to stitch when I'm doing this. I think it's a 1 on your modern machines. I'm not sure. And there's 4. Just going to put 4 down. Okay, get that. Hold it in place until I get it under the needle. There we go. Hold it and then let it go. Like we're talking like it's like a 1/4 of an inch past where this line is. That's where you're gonna sew. And you're gonna hold it in place so the needle goes up and down a bit to knot the work, right? So that way your work is very secure, right? So last one on for around the edge. And now you can see where this monkey is going to be like fussy cut. And you're going to be able to see only the monkey. Now I hold it, and I go forward, and I hold it again. There, just like that. And you create little knots because the needle is bouncing up and down in the same spot. Okay, so next up. Now you would take this to your ironing board and you would iron it. You'd iron it nice and flat so everything is looking just grand, right? Well, I'm going to do 7 and 6 because my fingernails can cut through drywall. I have fingernails that can cut through drywall. Now you're just going to go across like that. And you might as well do the other side while you're there. Okay. Okay, here we go. Here. There. Now I'm going to leave 8 and 9 for now, just because I can. Okay. So now I need pieces that are obviously a little bit bigger, right? So if I go this, I have to take, you know what? I'm going to cut off this selvage edge because I don't want it to be calculated in at any point. Okay. And no, I do not save salvages. I don't save salvages for anybody anymore. So if I cut one piece this big, yeah, I will probably have enough to do 6 and 7, and just cut it in half. And just cut it in half this way. How many is that? 2 inches. Okay. And that's got to be 2 inches. There's a ruler on this add a quarter ruler, so that's kind of nice to have. Yeah, that's about 2 inches. So it's a little bit bigger than 2 inches, but. Okay, so now I want to line them up like this, right? So they fold out. So I'm going to just take one at a time. And where is the 6? 6 is on this side. And I'm going to line this up. So because I trace wheel, I can see my little marks on this and here. So I want to hold this like this, get it under the machine again. You know, start 1/4 inch back, hold it, let the needle bounce up and down, go across, hold it again, and let it go in the same spot. Right now you have effectively a little knot in place, and that works perfectly every time. Now I don't know. I guess there's a way you guys can do that with your modern machines too, right? I'm not sure, because I don't have a modern machine, right? So you guys see what I'm working with, and I love it. I love her very much. Okay, so again, underneath. Okay, now, if I make a mistake, I'm going to show you guys how to fix this. But, of course, when I'm wanting to make a mistake, so you guys can see it, it doesn't happen. Okay, so there's 6 and 7. So now the only thing we've got left now is 8 and 9. So 8 and 9 are the greens, part of the greens. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do 8 and 9 first, and then we're going to do 10 and 11. Okay, so we're going to put this, oops, get this open, and there's 8. Okay, and 9. Okay, here we go. There, okay. You can do this part of it, the trimming, with a regular ruler too. You don't having it at a quarter is nice because it's got that little ridge, but if you don't have one, you probably aren't missing much. Now, what I'm going to do with 8, because it's almost the same size as this, I'm going to do this, right? Because I want to maximize this piece out as best I can, because it's a pretty scrap, right? It's a pretty color and everything. So I'm going to put that under here and just move this gently out of the way. There we go. Grab our thread. Yeah. There we go. Oh, and somewhere. Oh, yes. Oh, okay. I had issues. I'm having issues with all of these machines, and I'm not sure why. My tension is out somewhere. I didn't break a needle or anything like that, so, but I went through that whole seam and nothing happened. So I'm kind of concerned. So okay, let's line this up again. So we have good coverage on all sides. They say that you could just cut it like ½ an inch bigger, which you can. So there we go, let's try it again. There. Well, that seemed to work. Okay, yes, it did work. Okay, great. Okay, now let's get this off. Okay. Here. Now, what I'm talking about in maximizing my piece is this. Now I can cut off right past the line. Like 8 is at the bottom, so all I need is a piece cut like this, and I'm good. Right? So this now can be used as number 9, right? Because I just put it up top. Oh, look at that. I didn't even make a mistake. No mistakes yet. So now I'm just going to use this as number 9 and put that under the machine. There we go. Right across. There. And pull it out. There. So that's how much of this. You don't need all of that green that's still hanging there, but okay, now you've got to push this out of the way. There we go. There. So now when I'm trimming this, I'll go, okay, so this is like 13 and 12, 12 and 13, you know, now it's like, okay, this is where I would start to trim. Like I would trim this part here, and then I would trim the other side like this. Okay, so you get that out of, oops, I should go the other, a little bit, right fold line, that would be good. So then you trim like that, and now I have a piece shaped like this. I can put all of that into my crumbs, my green crumbs, and I can also, I'll finish this off just by going like this across it. So I have two triangle-y pieces that get used up very quick. And then I have a bigger piece. So that's all going back into my crumbs. So let's get, now we've got most of the green done. So the next one is 10 and 11. So with this, there's going to be a how-to. And the how-to gives you a pattern that's simple. It's simple enough that you can practice with first. And because basically this one, other than the fact that there's 15 pieces with it, is pretty simple. It's all straightforward. It's the bigger pieces and it just works, right? It all works. So now I'm pulling this fabric because I thought it was just adorable. And I want to pull like 10 and 11 out of here. So 10 and 11 are about yay big, about 2.5 inches probably across. So I'm just going to move this out of the way so I can do a cut. It's 2.5 inch cut, and I'm just rough cutting this. 2.5 inch. I would bet anything that's a 2.5 inch. Just check, make sure. Yeah, it's 2.5. I'll go like go here. Go 3 inch. That's better, a little safer. Safe. That'd be better to be safe than sorry. And then I just take this. I'm going to cut this right up the middle, just like that. Right. So now I know this piece is going to be big enough and long enough. So I start on 10. 10 was on this side, and you flip it over, and again you lay your piece down, and you line it up nice. Okay, and you roll it under. Okay, there we go. There we go. There, nice. Okay, and this at the bottom. Okay, then you put 11 on. Okay. Again, you have really good coverage because you were big, you were generous, right? With your piecing, with your piece. There. Now, there we go. Perfect. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to trim off the excess 10 and 11. Now, it doesn't matter in which order you trim these, right? I mean, because this is a symmetrical block or asymmetrical block. Don't mean to confuse people. And again, there we go. Just like that. Those are big enough to go into the pit bed. There we go. Okay, so the next piece, this is where we're at. The next piece is 12 and 13, and that's our black. That's our roof. Now, what I would do, this is a ½ inch, a healthy ½ inch. So I only need 1 inch, but to be safe in case my piece wobbles or whatever, I'm going to make 1.5 inches, right? And I've got the perfect piece here that I can make wobble as much as I want, and I get rid of all this weird angled stuff. And that's probably 1.5 inches. Yes, it is. Okay, here we go. So nice. This gray is so nice. Such a nice piece. Okay, so take it. We don't need that much, but yeah, we'll take it. And we'll just cut it in half because it doesn't matter, because this is such a wavy, weird piece, weird shape on the side that it don't matter which one goes first. So we want to do 12 first, and we want to lay this piece down and have some overage up here. So now, okay, you gotta make sure you lay nice and flat. Lay flat. There we go. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to start at the peak. So I get there, everything's nice. Okay, and I drop my needle down. Almost there, guys. Just hang in. Just a little bit more. There. There. Okay. Now, oops. There we go. Okay. And now we put on 13. Get this out of the way. Yes, it works nice. Get this, push this, you want to push it this way. Out of the way. Because 13 will overlap 12. Right? So now you want to put this down. Just like so. And you want to overlap this up here. Because that's the roof apex. So now we're just going to hold this all in place like this. And slip this under. And we're off. There we go. There. Now you just pull that apart. There. And there. Okay. So now you've got a nice apex going on. A nice roof has gone on. And now we go back to our low volume. Now this piece has to be a 4 and a bit square, 4.5 maybe, 4.5 inch square. Well, let's go 5 inch square. Let's cut a 5 inch square off the bottom of this. Yeah, let's cut a 5 inch square. And we know then we can just cut it up the middle and it will be big enough, right? Okay, so we want to be 5 inch. Oops, get that out of the way because that would be bad to cut that now that we've sewn on it. That would be bad. Oh, I've cut the wrong one. That was smart. Oh well, now I have 2 pieces of that. Yay. Okay, so I need a 5 inch square. Low volume because I just, like I say, I just picked up the wrong one. Right? I mean, even I do this kind of thing, right? But that's okay. And now we want a 5 inch square. Oh, come on. Here we go. So we're going to be just a bit bigger. There we go. That can go into the crumb bin. This can go just like so. And we're going to have our background. All of our backgrounds. Okay. So those pieces are big enough for our backgrounds. We've got a good 1/2 inch or more hanging over both sides, so we're good. Right? Now let's trim up this roof line, and see where we're at. Okay, so I'm sorry if I confused you already, because sometimes, you know, when you're used to doing this, and you have to start explaining it, it's like, wow, okay. Yes, I have to slow down and explain it. And I sometimes forget, not everybody has enjoyed the FPP experience that, you know, that I love, right? So, I mean, I got to the point here with FPP, and I can actually do my own patterns now because I've enjoyed it so much. I've enjoyed the quilting process so much. Okay. So there we go. Let's get this little one done. Okay. Now, 14 goes on first. Okay. So we are going to make sure we have lots over. Yes, we just want to move this up just a hair. Because you kind of want these, this is where that outer edge is. And you know you're big. You're bigger than you need to be, but you know, it's always nice to have a little bit hanging over all of the sides. There we go. There. There we go. Okay, now I'm way over on both sides. That's good. And now I'm going to lay this one down. And I'm going to try and get these 2 points kind of to be equal. And yes, they are. So we're going to run that under. Just like so. Wait a minute. I need to push this up just a hair. Yeah, just a hair up. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so we start from top and we go right across all the way to the bottom. Okay, and we run our plug. Okay. Now, we're just going to pull off this little tab here extra because we don't need that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run my stay stitching, and then I'm going to be, I'll run my stay stitching and then I'll trim up the block. Okay. There we go. The stay stitching you do within the seam allowance, so it holds everything nice in place, and you don't have to worry about where did this piece go or did that piece get pushed over, and your work does not get distorted. That's the nice part about the stay stitching. Okay, sorry about that. We hiccuped. Okay, so what I do is I put my, on the inside line, right, the seam allowance, I put my 1/4 inch, and I just trim off everything else around the block. All the way around. And I end up with a perfectly sized block. And here we go. And just like so. And last one. And I mean, you should, basically the rhythm is sew, press, trim, sew, press, trim. But, I mean, because of time, I mean, it already took me a while here to do this. So this, we'll get to our ta-da moment on what this looks like. Okay? Okay, so here is our first block from the community round robin. Now you have to decide whether you're making a really big quilt, because I'm making a queen size quilt. The blocks are finishing at 20.5, so I'm making a queen size. So I'm making 4 blocks of each block, right? So other people are just doing like a couch throw, so they're only doing 3 blocks of each block. So it's up to you what you want to do. We're leaving some of these options you've got, right? So this is my cute little birdhouse. Now I'm going to get my cameraman to hold it up. And, or, oh, he's gonna focus in on me. Maybe I should hide my face. And you can see the little monkey in there and just having a great time. Like I say, we're blaming all the fussy cutting stuff that we were doing and having such a good time with the fussy cutting. It's not really blame, but we're blaming FutureCat out of New Zealand, so it is just adorable. So I hope you give this a try and join us on our community sew along. The quilt blocks look beautiful. So until we see each other again, okay, you guys take care and look at the schedule below in the description box as to who's up next. Okay, take care and have a great week. Bye! Hello again. We just want to thank you for enjoying our video and, you know, coming along with my husband and my YouTube adventure and quilting. And, you know, sometimes things don't work out as best they should, and sometimes they work out great. We're going, wow, that went well. But it's been an amazing journey, and I'm so glad I could share it with you. Share, like, and subscribe these videos. That really helps us out, and it helps us make more charity quilts, okay? So you guys take care until we have a chance to meet again, okay? Bye!